There are a couple of different methods for airbrushing a background using a spellbinder's die as a template. I'm going to, in the first one, cut a mask from Eclipse tape. This is Eclipse tape. By the way, when you're cutting these masks, you can see I have a little break there. I'm not too worried about that. Cut on the line. So many of us who cut around things are accustomed to cutting a little bit outside the lines. If you do that on something that you're trying to use as an airbrush mask, you'll have a nasty white line around your whole piece. So you want to cut directly on the line, or maybe even slightly inside it if you err on one side or the other. Okay, I don't have it placed quite right at the top. I do have a few little fronds sticking out that were not well outlined, that were just stippled. I'm not going to worry about those. I'll airbrush over those, and that'll be a bit more believable anyway, that there would be some background there. Since I'm using a mask on this one, I'm going to go ahead and airbrush in yellow. Normally, when I airbrush, I use an air compressor, because I went through about 3 cans of air before I decided that I really could afford to go ahead and get an air compressor. I'm using the air can today because it's less noise to have to try to talk over. I'm using Y21 as a background. The purple and the yellow are complementary colors, therefore I know that this yellow will make the violets stand out. The violet colors, I mean not flowers, I know they're lilacs. Okay, I'm tightening the cap down on my air can, testing my airbrush over here. Everything's working fine. And I'm just going to slowly and kind of far back from my paper make a rounded motion. If you stay in one spot too long, you're going to have a problem. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to make some mistakes here on purpose. Too close, okay? See my splotch? Too far back, you can't see anything. But keep it well controlled and keep moving. If you keep moving, you're not going to make any big mistakes. I don't have quite as much yellow in there. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going for a background tone. I'm going to snap my warm gray marker in. I'm going to turn this so that hopefully you can still see. Test it over here. This is a W3 I'm using. Add just a bit more shadow at the base. You always have more marker than you think you have. Once you peel that mask off, you're going to have plenty there. Okay, I'm going to peel my mask, and there I have it. We'll pop it out of the die, and we have a soft yellow. Let me try to get it in a clean spot so that you can see. A soft yellow background, being complementary colors, those really pop with the lilacs. I just showed you how to use a mask off the picture image, and spray that background with yellow. Now I'm going to show you a way not to use a mask. In order not to use a mask, I need to use a color that's compatible with the colors I've used here. This would not have worked with yellow, because since yellow is a complementary color to purple, then I would have had a problem with muddy color up here. However, I would be able to get by with using a pale blue background without masking. I will have to go back and touch up the whites in the pot. First thing I'm going to do is snap my airbrush into the holder, test it, and then again, soft circular movements seem to work best for me. I'm adding blue background. I did not mask. The blue is not going to hurt the violet or the green. It will detract from the white of the pot, however, so I will have to go back and take care of that. Now I'm going to turn it upside down again so that hopefully you can see as I add a bit of shadow in the base. I like that this airbrush handle is touch sensitive. So if I push it hard, I'm going to get a hard shot. If I push it softly, I'm going to get a nice soft pattern. Let's see. Do I have enough blue there? I could use maybe a little bit more. Make sure I get it snapped back into the die. It's always better to check and add more if you need it. I'm going to add just a tiny bit at the top, as if it were coming from right behind the flowers. I'm avoiding getting too much on that vase. Okay. Now, in order to whiten up the vase again, I'm going to go back with my clear blender. Remember that the clear blender pushes color out. So I'm just whitening up my vase again. There I have it.